Okay, still got a few minutes. 5 minutes.
We did sell a number of items. Dune buggy thing. It looks like he was actually pulling somebody.
Ready?
Yeah, just chatting on the live feed.
Good evening, I'm Reverend William. Thanks everyone for taking part in the quiet energy work portion of our service. Your cooperation in creating this sacred space is greatly appreciated. Let's begin this evening's service by chanting 3 ohms together. Would you like to lead us in an opening prayer?
Divine Creator, thank you for the gifts that you bring. Thank you for overlighting our service this evening. Thank you for being present as we do our work. As always, we seek your guidance as we move through the times that we stay informed. So mote it be.
So mote it be. Please open to the first page of your book, and we will say together the universal greeting. If this is new to you, please watch the service workers to follow along with the interactive hand movements. I offer you peace. I offer you friendship. I offer you love. I hear your needs. I see your beauty. I feel your feelings. My wisdom flows from a higher source. I salute that source in you. Let us work together. Turn to the next page, and we will say together the 9 principles of spiritualism. We believe in infinite intelligence. We believe that the phenomena of nature, both physical and spiritual, are the expression of infinite intelligence. We affirm that a correct understanding of such expression and living in accordance therewith constitutes true religion. We affirm that the existence and personal identity of the individual continue after the change called death. We affirm that communication with the so-called dead is a fact, scientifically proven by the phenomena of spiritualism. We believe that the highest morality is contained in the Golden Rule. Whatsoever ye would that others should do unto you, do ye also unto them. We affirm the moral responsibility of the individual, and that we make our own happiness or unhappiness as we obey or disobey nature's physical and spiritual laws. We affirm that the doorway to reformation is never closed against any human soul, here or hereafter. We affirm that the precepts of prophecy and healing contained in all sacred texts are divine attributes proven through mediumship. Would you like to say something?
Sure.
Reverend Karen.
Something.
Ah.
So this evening's meditation is called Heal the World. It is easy for us to get narrowly focused in on small problems that we are facing both locally and more globally. But let's bear in mind that the planet is much more than those of us who are currently on it. It is an entity unto itself, and it is on its own journey of evolution. It has changed considerably over the 4.5 billion years of its existence, and there are many more changes in its future. So what can we do to be of assistance, since it's working on a much different time scale than we are? Every little bit helps. Everything that we do consciously works towards the evolution of the planet as a whole. So even the smallest decisions that we make have great consequences, as those of you who are probably well aware understand in the changing climate, which is almost entirely our fault. So we'll be trying to look at the Earth from a higher cosmic perspective, and then down to what can we practically do to aid it in its own evolution.
Thank you. We welcome your donations to help us maintain our presence in the community. You may donate via our website, circleoflightstl.org, or through our Facebook page. Thank you for your donations. All funds received help us in our mission to seek, develop, and teach the knowledge of the relationship between humanity and spirit. The crystal globe displayed here is filled with prayer and energy for healing Mother Earth and all her children. Everyone is welcome to contribute prayers for world peace and world healing. We invite you to add your energy to this sacred sharing. We will now say the prayer for spiritual healing found on the next page, after which there will be a short silence for you to softly say the names of anyone that you would like to receive extra healing this week.
I ask the great unseen healing force to remove all obstructions from my mind and body and to restore me to perfect health. I ask this in all sincerity and honesty, and I will do my part. I ask the great unseen healing force to help both present and absent ones who are in need of help and to restore them to perfect health. I put my trust in the love and power of God.
Current announcements. How about first, thanks to everyone who came by and visited us this weekend at the Pagan Picnic. So we'll have our meeting next week.
Yes.
And then
We saw a lot of people we haven't seen in a while.
yes, we
Great.
did. Yes, we did.
We would like to see them more.
Yes, we would.
But we have a psychic fair coming up in 3 weeks.
23rd. That's right. 3 weeks from today, from 1 to 5 p.m. Another psychic fair. We'll have, just like last time, several different vendors to choose from, different healing modalities and ways of doing readings, and all. It's for Circle of Light. So come on by. Anything else?
No, after the psychic fair, if you choose to stay for the service, we'll be having a fireside chat. So
Okay.
if you have particular questions that you want to ask about spiritualism or about contacting your guides or things on the other side of the veil, things like that, let us know.
That's right.
We want to answer your questions and give you the guidance that you need to help you on your path.
When's the fire releasing ceremony?
The fire releasing ceremony is July 21st.
July 21st. Okay. Well, that's another popular one.
Yep. And we will not be broadcasting that. That's an in-person only. So,
It's outdoors, baby.
yep, it's outdoors. So we need
That's
to see
right.
ya.
That's right. Rain or shine. All right. Thanks. Once again, we thank you for your donations. Reverend Karen will lead us in a prayer of the offering.
Creator of all abundance, thank you for giving us this opportunity to share. As you share with us, we share with others. And as the world shares, everyone has the things that they need to propel them forward to reunification with you. So mote it be.
So I'm going to be.
Yeah, I almost forgot to turn mine down too.
Okay. That brings us to the message portion of the service. Please actively listen to each message, as these come from universal source via our guides. They may be tailored for the individual, but they deliver wisdom to the whole. Please address questions about messages to the message bearer after the service. To welcome each of our spirit workers, we sing together to raise the vibrations in our circle. We view the word God as a universal term for deity rather than signifying any one particular path. Our message bearer tonight would be Reverend William. Let's welcome him. With the Revised Battle Hymn, it's the first song in the book, all verses. Do you have names to write down?
I can do that.
Mine eyes have seen the coming of an age that is to be, when from every limitation I shall know that I am free. For the age is rich in promise, and my soul has eyes to see. God's truth is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. God's truth is marching on. My soul has seen the beauty of a race from sorrow free, an age of faith and justice, truth and love and liberty. And I sing of love's great triumph in this time of jubilee. God's truth is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. God's truth is marching on. I have seen the freeborn woman standing side by side with men. I have seen the nations brought until there is no tribe or clan. And the warlords all have vanished in the love of man for man. God's truth is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. God's truth is marching on. Thank you so much, I'm Reverend William. Be working tonight with Sarah, Mikael, Thundercloud, Two Hearts, and Ellen.
Okay.
Mary Jane, Arcturus. All right. Okay. Oh, are you here? Okay. Thank you. Tammy C. So show me how clams and oysters make pearls out of an irritant that gets lodged inside them. So what Spirit's saying is how you process and what you attach to an irritant is very important. You can either like drive yourself crazy with being irritated or make a pearl. William E. Well, we're still in the water. They're showing me how many water animals and creatures, what would you call that? Like passively breathe. That is, the water flows like sponges and all these different kinds of animals, even fish. You know, the water flows through and the gills catch the oxygen. So living and you might call it collecting life force is as much work as you make it. You can just sit there and be very much alive, very much full of life and vitality and energy by simply opening yourself to collecting the energy. Lois. Lois is showing me you using a purse. It's a pretty good sized, hefty purse to like fend off attackers. All right, just whap, 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 you know, almost like a martial arts movie. And okay, very simple. The purse represents your self-value. So root yourself or connect yourself to your self-value to confidently claim your space. That's a nice way to put it. Confidently claim your space. Right?
Right.
Okay. Reverend Karen. So it's showing me, you know what? I don't know. In Rapunzel's story, does it say specifically she had braids?
I don't think it
so.
did.
So it's a super long braid, it's just like ridiculously long. And what you're looking at it very closely. So you're looking at like how these thoughts connect together. Like this thought, it's very much like a what do you call it? Like a stream of consciousness. One thing leads to another, to another, to another. And spirit says, okay, that's really interesting, but is that getting you anything important? You know, that's one that like brainstorming stream of consciousness is one stage of creation. It's only one stage. This is awesome. You have this, it's kind of like a big, ridiculous bonnet, but you're using it like a radar dish. No, like a satellite antenna dish to collect signals. That's awesome. Yeah, dish antenna. Well, okay, so a little bit similar to Karen's message in that dish antenna, you can make it bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, okay? And you could collect lots of signals, lots of information. And the feeling here is that it's not just about information as, mental, cognitive information, but even about like spirit, let's say spirit messages, spirit communication. Bigger is not necessarily better. So collecting more information or more signal is not necessarily helpful. I can't remember what that's called. So the dish antenna collects the data and puts it into this technology that filters it and makes something sense out of it. So that's an important stage too, is your discernment. You deciding what you want to channel, get it like channels of TV. Yes, thank you very much. What you want to channel and what you don't is completely your discernment. And you might say, well, I don't know like which channel is good, which channel is bad. Well, just like, what would you call that? To try them out, just take like a free sample. And trust your gut, trust your intuition, trust your feeling. All right. Is that it for now?
Yep.
All right. Thank you for allowing me to stand between two worlds. That brings us to the meditation presented by Reverend Karen.
All right. Go ahead and find a comfortable position, a way that energy can move smoothly through you without getting caught in any loops. Take some cleansing breaths. You're just allowing your body to relax, allowing your mind to relax. Focusing in just on what we are discussing now. All of the things can be set aside for later. Sometimes we forget the beauty of the place which we inhabit. We have changed our situation so much that we have insulated ourselves from the planet and from the nature that lives on it. Instead, we start to view it only through images on screens. And thus we forget that our actions have consequences. Think about the green space where you live. Allow your perspective to start to float upwards from that green space, so that you begin to see the green spaces in your community, in your city. As you move higher, you become aware of other landmarks, of rivers and mountains. Oceans, volcanoes. You see the world as a whole, floating in space. Primarily blue. It seems so peaceful from this perspective. And so unchanging. The continents are in much the same position that they've been in since our species came to be. With the exception of a few new little islands that the Earth has popped up for us. But this was not the world as it used to be. The dinosaurs lived on a very, very different planet. If we go back to the beginning of the Earth's creation, it was nothing but a hot ball of molten rock. As it started to cool, another large rock slammed into it and was absorbed by it. This planet has been hot, and it's been frozen. It's had one large continent, and now it has many continents. Sometimes we forget that the Earth is alive in its own way, just as we are. And that it has its own evolutionary path, just as we do. But we're like mayflies to it. It's working on a much, much longer scale. One ocean is slowly contracting as another ocean is slowly becoming larger and larger. Parts of continents will eventually split off. We know that the only constant is change. But some changes have become more pronounced. Climate has become more erratic, more unpredictable, hotter. Oh, it's been hot before. But this has come on quickly. And we are the ones responsible for it. Now, this may not bother you. You think the Earth is evolving anyway. Perhaps we have hurried it along in some way. Perhaps we have. But perhaps hurried it onto a path where our presence is no longer possible. We need the Earth, but it does not need us. Its path continues, whether we are there or not. And there are ways that we can help its evolution or send it on a more destructive path. So if we are so small and the world is so large, how can we assist the Earth in its evolution? Well, it is always there for us, always there to ground us, a place for us to send energy. Send it energy. Offer it healing. Do things that help it recover. Plant trees. There are people who have reclaimed entire large areas of land simply by planting trees. Did it happen all at once? No. Anything that helps the planet takes time. It takes persistence, perseverance. We're used to thinking of the earth as an endless bounty. We know that cannot be true. It is a finite orb, and therefore its resources are finite as well. But we can use what it has provided for us in ways that are more sustainable and gentler. We can continue to rip the earth apart. Or we can reuse that which we have already taken. We can nurture spaces for the animals that we share this planet with. Sometimes we forget that they were here first. And that they have their own evolution. Let us hope there is never a time when we look around in shock because we have taken everything and there is nothing left. Since we have become so prevalent and we consider ourselves so advanced, is it not then incumbent upon us to be good stewards of the planet? Once something is gone, it can never return. Perhaps no one person can heal the world by themselves, but 8 billion people doing one small thing can go a long way. But it requires having the will having the vision, forcing the people who are short-sighted to see from a longer perspective, from the world's perspective, from the perspective of lifetimes yet to be lived. When the form that we currently live in is no more and we return again at some other date, what do we wish to see when we return? a place that we can live comfortably in, or a place so broken and blighted we do not recognize anything. It is easy to think either there is nothing you can do or that it is someone else's problem, but it is everyone's problem. We once lived in harmony with the world. It was not an easy life. But it was a life where we all could work together. The plants, the animals, and us. And as the earth went through its evolutionary pains, we adjusted to her new form. Some people think of moving to some other planet somewhere else. But there is no other place like this place. We were formed to exist here when we are in form. Let us work towards continuing our relationship with this place. For this is a problem we can never outrun. It is a pale blue dot in a sea of emptiness. And until we have evolved to the point where our forms are no longer needed, this is the only place we have. Come back in from that Earthrise perspective that you've been looking at. Focus back in on the land that we live on. The rivers, the mountains, our community, our place, ourselves. Our form, as we return to it, inhabiting this planet for which we are responsible. As we move again, we understand its sorrows. We come to ourselves, ready to do our part to allow that world to be a place where we can continue to exist in harmony for many, many generations to come, as we both evolve towards our final perfected forms. Now fully aware, we open our eyes.
Thank you. Closing prayer.
Divine creation, thank you for giving us this place to be. If we were meant to be somewhere else, you would have made us differently and placed us elsewhere. And perhaps in one formation of the universe, this was so. But here we are. And we thank you for the things that we have here. And we work towards the betterment of the earth for all of us. So mote it be.
So mote it be. Thank you all for being in our circle of life. Please stand with us in unity as we sing together, let there be peace on earth. Okay. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let me walk with my family in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every breath I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.